Yo guys, welcome back. Today we got another action-packed episode for you. We've got loads of things going on as always over here in ES. So we have, as you can see, Boone's 991 ES800 on the dyno behind me. That has our billet intake manifold, and we're going to start tuning with that. So yeah, it'll be good to see what that does. We also had John's 997.2 Turbo S, which is sick. It's the GT2 RS replica. That's running ES700 now, so you'll be seeing that as well. And also Danny started working on D's ES1200 as well. So more on that. Keep watching.
Finally getting a t-shirt.
Finally.
I'm getting. I've got jumpers, but I'm actually getting a t-shirt now.
Oh yeah.
The weather's turning hot. Yeah. Can we strip?
Go on.
I'll strip for you.
Jeez, that lighting makes you look like.
Look, see, representing now. Boom.
There you go.
Just needs wearing in a bit, doesn't it?
Oh, you need a bit of.
Oh, look at that, look. I'm even Turkish now.
Danny's back muscles.
Oh hi, how you doing? Yeah, it's me from ESMOTOR. Yeah, good.
This guy. That's better. Yeah, I didn't realise that had a V-neck. Cut that bit out of the video with a V-neck. Oh wow, it's fucking huge, man. I'm gonna have to wear the polo top. This is massive. Look at the size of this.
Yeah, that
Oh,
is
it feels
quite
like a 90.
I feel like
Huh?
that's big.
It's massive, isn't it?
Yeah. You're gonna have to try
I
the
waited a
next
whole
one.
year for t-shirts, and now I've got this one here that makes me look like a chef, and then this one here that makes me look like I'm about to go sleep.
Yeah.
This is wedge, bro. Look at the size of this. I can fit fucking RUBAIS in this with me.
That's more your style. So.
That's better, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, them ones are wedge.
Yeah, this one's nice and neat, I told you. But the EK one's not too bad.
It was a V-neck, where I look like I'm about to come out of a fucking tray of cakes.
So guys, this is John's 997.2 Turbo S, which is now converted into near enough a full GT2 RS spec. Now, for you guys who've been watching us from the start, you may remember this car that was in the old workshop without a roof, and we were steering it with a spanner on the steering wheel.
Yes, lightweight version of Porsche, lightweight steering wheel.
Well, now the car's complete. So he's had the work done from Quattro Coachworks, and they've done an amazing job doing the full GT2 RS conversion on it. They've even cut out, as you can remember, there was no roof on it. They've put the carbon skin roof on there, so it looks stunning. This is, I mean, how can you not like a 907 when it looks like this? It just looks amazing. But not only with the looks, obviously at that point we were undergoing some modifications on the car, and he had a different exhaust system, a different set of headers, and it wasn't really working. So we changed it over to our exhaust system now, our headers. It's got the DO88 intercooler kit, the intakes as well, dump valves. It's got our meth kit on there as well. So it's basically our full ES700 package now. We had it on the dyno, retweaked it, so it's making 658 at the wheels now. It's very, very fast. The 997s don't need a huge amount of power to get really good dragging numbers, and already this is running 4.8 in the heat. I mean, it was around about 30 odd degrees when we were testing it. So it just shows how good it is no matter what the conditions are.
60, 100, 200 meter.
It's got our titanium exhaust tips along with our full 3-inch stainless steel exhaust system. Our headers as well. It sounds epic. It goes really, really fast, and yeah, man. For a 997.2 with just bolt-ons like this, you've got killer performance. 4.8, 100 to 200 in this weather, in cooler weather, this car will be doing 4.6s. That's really, really fast, just for bolt-on modifications, and still with the stock turbos. So it still has the completely OEM stock, original wheels, original turbos. So that's all as it was in the factory. But man, look, I can't get enough of this car. It's sick. But yeah, we'll be. John is going to be enjoying this for the rest of the summer, and we'll be getting it in later on this year, I guess, for an ES850 kit, because you can never have too much power, right? So yeah, keep your eyes tuned in for this car, because it's going to be getting a lot more mods later on this year. But yeah, sick car. Right guys, so this was John's dyno figures for his 997.2 ES700. As you can see, it was 658 at the wheels and 600 foot-pound of torque at the wheels. But again, if you just look at the torque curve and the power curve, you can understand exactly why it makes such good numbers on the actual road. It's a very linear power curve, pulling all the way until the end, and the torque as well is just holding it almost to the end. So on the road, it translates into a very fast car. So like I said, it's not like how the tuners are fudging things and bringing out numbers out of thin air and whatnot. This is proven numbers, proven on the street, and it works. So that's around about 750 odd crank, which is solid. You know, you've got a 4-second car with some bolt-ons on your 997.2. Job done.
Right, so on this, this is the one I'm doing the ES800 on. This is all the meth kit that I've just been wiring in currently. We've had to put it all in, purge the system, ready for when we actually link it all up, ready into the intakes. You've got the medium tank here, you've got the pump, and you've got the actuator just to control the flow. So yeah, basically when the engine's revving up, it reads the vacuum in the intake and then activates through the gauge and just squirts the meth into the intake, getting that intake temperature right down so we get the maximum power we can get out of it when we're running it. So yeah, hopefully we'll get some good power with this as well as well as with the intake and the hybrid turbos and the, you know, manifolds and all that sort of thing. Hopefully we're going to get some good power out of it. So yeah, stay tuned, you get a dyno running, we'll see what we're making.
Right now with this, this is Boone's car. We've it's a ES800 kit. We've over the last few days just been getting the engine back in and everything. So today's the day, should be all good to go. We're just getting the under trays on, then obviously just get the lights on the wing, and then just the tips, and then that should be it. Should be ready for the dyno then. So we should make some good power. And this is the first ES800 we've done with the, as far as I know, it's with the billet intake. So yeah, we should get some good power. Looking at about 850 to the wheels. So you know, it's pretty good out of an ES800.
So Boone's car's just been on the dyno. We haven't actually touched the file as of yet. So it's still his ES600 file that's on there. We just wanted to data log to see what the difference is without any tuning changes. So at the minute, it's obviously got the ES800 VTGs, the headers, the billet intake manifold, and the meth, which is extra compared to what he had before. So you can see at this moment in time, without any tuning touches whatsoever, compared to the ES600 file, it's already on 687 at the wheels. Now in comparison, so you see what the difference the actual mods make. you can see it's around about 140 wheel horsepower difference. So that's massive, you know. Literally just with the change of modifications, you're getting almost, yeah, at some points it's almost 150 wheel horsepower there at that point, which is huge, huge gains. Once we've obviously tuned it and dialed it in, this will be around about the 800 wheel horsepower mark, and yeah, it will be, again, massive gains compared to what it was running before. This car's also equipped with the Wavetrac diff as well, so we're very excited to see what dragging numbers it can do. It should do some good numbers. I'm just checking what tyres he's got on here. I think he's got Michelin, so we should be good with that. But yeah, no, this is should be really good once it's done. And like I said, people are wondering what the gains are for these modifications. You can see there's no other real justification needed to explain the 150 wheel horsepower gain. You know, it's massive. And again, that's without any tuning touches. Now the logs have been done. They've been sent over to Emre, who will then review it and change the map up, so we'll get a bit more boost in. We're not hardly running any boost in it at the moment, so yeah, there's another 120 odd wheel horsepower to go. So yeah, keep watching, stay tuned.
Welcome back to ESMOTOR, guys. So I am currently still on D's 991 Gen 2, which is going to have our ES1200 package /14. It's got the same build and everything as a Mears one, so we can push the power up to there if we want. But customer wants us to have an ES1200 for now, so we can still be happy using the car as a daily basis. So engine's in, gearbox in, all the fluids and everything's in the car now. I'm just going over all the tests, so I've just turned ignition on, and I've just noticed one of the seals are weeping out of the injector, so I'm going to get the injector out now, swap the seal over, and then later today we'll be firing her up, and then I've just got to finish off the Cyvex wiring through to the car. You already had the Cyvex on it, but everything on this car now is brand spanking new, so I'm using all new map sensors, new plugs, new everything, so this car's going to be going out the door literally like brand new again. So yeah, I've got a good few hours on it yet at the moment, and then yeah, get it all running, make sure everything's all good with the car, let Emre go through it, make sure all the Cyvex is working properly and everything like that as well, and then we can put her on a dyno, which may be later today, may not be, but keep your eyes peeled, because when it is on a dyno, this thing's going to be pushing some big power.
Well, look what I got. Delivery of some Pro Methanol and E112. Have to go all the way to Oxford to pick her up, man.
Talk to me about your event.
Oh, over the weekend? Oh, you didn't even come, man. You missed out. Bro, I've got so much to show you. Check this out. Well, obviously, thanks to Ash. Big shout out to Ash, Regal. Tag him at the bottom. Make sure you do. Tag him personally and Regal Motorsport. But bro, I was in a Alpha 4C, first time in the car. I swear to God, I was actually holding for dear life, man. Because normally what we do drag racing, right? This was around the circuit. So the guy that I was sitting with, bro, he was taking around bends 135 miles an hour. I swear to God, he had tilted seats. I'm holding on for dear life. But man, the event was just amazing. Hopefully next year, ESMOTOR could have a stand there, show some of our cars. We took WAHID'S car down. That was a good car, just on display. So that was good. Thanks to WAHID for letting me take it. But apart from that, next year, can't wait till I go there. You know, they say talk about the devil and the devil appears. But I swear to God, he's no devil. Nicest guy you guys will ever meet.
Not down yet on the weekend.
Yeah, literally, that's what I was telling him about what happened on the weekend. Yeah. Still shaking from that 4C though.
It's funny because you drive road cars like this all the time.
This is what I was telling him. What we do normally, drag racing, so much different to the track, man. So much different. It's just, I don't know how to explain it, but 100%. I'm convinced in ESMOTOR we have to go next year. So hopefully, man, let's see.
was that full throttle?
That was full throttle.
You know.
And it's
Literally racing roundabout to roundabout.
that was literally.
It's so smooth as well.
There's no spin.
No, none at all.
Like before, when you used to put your foot down, you would get a bit of spin.
Yeah.
Now there's no spin whatsoever.
When the car goes past and you hear like the external wastegate like off the car, that's nuts. Nice face.
He was like walking behind me.
Get out! That sounds insane. You ever been through that tunnel before, chat?
Nah, brother.
That's the tunnel you go through every time now.
Did you hear it?
Yeah. That's
My ear
insane.
almost popped.
Yeah, it felt like we were in a jet. That's what I can hear on this side when you're driving past cars. It sounds nuts.
Bro, my ear, I swear my ear almost popped.
When you take the customer out, you gotta take him straight there.
Innit? Oh, man.
That's nuts.
Right guys, we've got Ash over here from Wavetrac, CSF, Regal Motorsport,
Hi,
a whole
guys.
lot, all in one. So Ash has been out in the green beast ES700 today, and this car, as you guys may know or should know, that it's got the Wavetrac LSD that we obviously got from Wavetrac Europe. So you've seen it working now, and
Yeah.
you can actually feel the difference, right?
Yeah, I mean, so you guys dropped this car off to players,
Yes.
to obviously show it off to
Oh,
everyone.
yeah,
Loads
yeah,
of people
sure,
interested in that. RUBAIS was like, I need to take you out in it, but we didn't manage to do it. So yeah, it came down on, what is this now? Is it Wednesday?
Yeah,
After
Wednesday,
Players?
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, and obviously he just took me out in it, and it's just absolutely wild. So yeah, I've never been in a car that's like 1100 wheel horsepower or even 1100 at the crank. So this is pretty surprising. So first thing, it just feels like a standard car.
Yeah.
Like as in like when you're driving around town, like gearbox feels fine, like it's not clunky, like it's not too noisy. But then like when you open up the exhaust valves and stuff,
Yeah,
it sounds absolutely nuts.
yeah, yeah.
And then when RUBAIS was like doing some pulls and stuff, he was like giving it a little bit gentle. You can hear the turbos like whistling away and stuff.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like building up a little bit. And then gave it a couple of pulls going down the road.
Yeah.
It's nuts how much it picks
Crazy,
up.
yeah.
Like it's so like linear, and like I said to RUBAIS, like, have you got the traction control on? Because it was literally just like gripping
No
and
way.
going. So yeah,
Nice.
I'm really surprised with how smooth the ES1100 kit is, but also like how much grip these cars have.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Because I don't think any other
I
platform
mean,
has that much
this
grip.
is the thing. Like without the diff, they do get a bit sketchy. So obviously we've put them in quite a few cars now. We've seen the benefits that the car's just planted, and especially at power levels like this. I mean, you need to keep the car straight as possible to go
Yeah,
faster. isn't it?
exactly.
So I mean, we've all obviously previously tried to explain the benefits of the diff, and by showing the results and stuff like that. Maybe if you can explain to people the technical
Yeah, sure.
sort
So,
of benefits a little bit better than what I would done previously.
Probably eventually we should probably get a standard diff out side by side
Yeah,
with a
that'd be
Wavetrac
good.
and like explain the insides. But essentially 991 turbos do come with a diff from the factory. They're a plate diff, but they are hydraulically actuated. Sounds a little bit complicated, but essentially it's just the gearbox has some oil pushing a diaphragm into the differential that changes like the locking force or the locking percentage, and it works really, really well on the standard car. But as soon as you start to go to mad power levels like this, like you're running like almost double the amount of power.
Yeah, even
standard.
on the 800 packages, I think we've tried it on a couple of them.
Yeah.
And it's been massive gain.
Yeah, so it's just like when you upgrade intercoolers, it's because the standard intercoolers aren't
Exactly.
fit for purpose, but
Yeah,
they
yeah.
are on a standard car.
Correct.
So it's just like that. The standard diff was designed for standard grip levels, standard torque, standard horsepower. It's like what 99% of people are probably going to be using these for, is not
Yeah.
really for enthusiast use.
Exactly. Yeah.
So as soon as you start going outside of that window, the diff starts to show its weaknesses. So the Wavetrac's obviously designed for like motorsport use, drag racing, like road racing, all that kind of stuff. But essentially it's a diff that will work all of the time rather than just partially. But because it's like an ATB, like an automatic torque biasing diff, you don't get any of sort of like the MVH, you don't have to service it, anything like that. So you get sort of like best of both worlds of a diff that performs really well, but doesn't require any maintenance and stuff. It's just kind of like fit and forget. And like you guys were saying, like, what was it, like another half G on launch?
Yeah,
like,
exactly, yeah. It's massive.
It reduces the 100 to 200 kilometers.
Yeah, on the 800 car, it reduced that by 0.2. And
Yeah.
it was consistent. The other thing was the consistency after was just like run after run after run.
Yeah, and that's because on these cars, even though you turn everything off, it's still on a little bit. So the way these cars, or any modern car usually works, is even though you turn traction control off, it just still drags the brakes going down the road. So if it's seeing wheel slip with the standard diff, it will still sort of drag the brakes to sort of have some stability. Whereas with the Wavetrac, because it's working like all the time, the brake system doesn't have to intervene. So you put a lot less load through the brakes, which are obviously pretty expensive, and you want them to be ready when you need them, not to be sort of like wasted in trying to keep the car in a straight line. So yeah, I'm really surprised with how easy that car drives.
Well, yeah, I'm glad you went in it. At least a lot of people were thinking, oh, it's 1100 at the wheels, 1000 at the wheels, it's going to be undrivable. But at least you've heard it from somebody else now as well. It's completely like stock. They are just a little bit louder and a lot faster. That's it. But,
it's a
but
sleeper,
apart from
like,
that, the characteristics are pretty much the same, you know.
Yeah.
So no.
And the sound is insane. Like me and RUBAIS found like a little bit of a tunnel, and it literally sounded like a jet fighter.
You should have had a scare cam on that side.
Yeah, I think I swore quite a bit because I was so surprised.
Yeah.
So yeah, well impressed. Thank you very much for that.
No worries, man.
Yeah,
No worries.
cheers for
Thanks for coming
hospitality
down
today
again,
as well.
No problem. Right guys, so Boone's car, we just finished up on the dyno. Boone's car, just as a reminder, is the ES800 with our billet intake manifold. It's our full ES800 kit, runs D88 intercoolers, our hybrids, our exhaust system, our headers, and our meth kit, and our intake manifold. So we'll show you the figures over here. This currently now is our highest powered stock engine 901.1 ES800 that we've done over here. So it's made 818 at the wheels, 683 foot-pound of torque, so it's around about 940 horsepower so far. We're going to cap it off at that because that's the sort of, we don't want to push too much more on the stock engine. But if you look at the power graph, the power figures, the graph is very linear. The torque curve again is very flat. Torque doesn't come in too early as well. You get peak torque at 5220 RPM, which is nice and safe for the stock engine and rods as well. But again, it's a very flat curve. What we want to show you is there's another ES800 we done previously without the intake manifold, so on the stock intake manifold. So if we show you that one here, so the red one is another ES800 901.1 with the stock intake manifold, and the green one is with our intake manifold. So the gains up top you can see were 45 wheel horsepower, but the main thing is look at the gains in the mid-range. We're talking at over 100 wheel horsepower. There's 110 wheel horsepower there gains in that. That's insane. 112 there. You know, it's massive gains of over 100 wheel horsepower within the mid-range. And this red car made 773 wheel horsepower in total. It wasn't a slouch or anything. It was a normal ES800, and he's actually changing now also to the intake manifold, so we'll see what he does after as well. But in the meantime, you can see the billet intake manifold definitely works. It's a very worthwhile mod, because not only do you get this extra power, you also get the safety of the of the plastic manifold not breaking, not cracking, because the factory design of Porsche's manifold was a little bit flawed when you tune them, because it is plastic. It can crack, it can break, it can explode, and when those things happen, it can be dangerous for your stock engine as well. So hence why we have the solution of the billet intake manifold, which not only gives you, it's genuine power gains. That's a hell of a lot of power through the mid-range there. So you're not only getting over 100 wheel horsepower more in the mid-range, you're also getting the safety of the billet intake, which won't have the obviously the characteristics of the OEM one, which can tend to crack or break. So yeah, next we're going to be getting this on the road tomorrow. Get some road logs done, get some draggies done, and yeah, see how those numbers translate on the road and see what sort of numbers we can get. This car's also got a Wavetrac, so yeah, really excited about this one. Keep watching and we'll get you the numbers soon. Right guys, thanks for watching to another episode. We shall be back again next week, where we are going to have this sick beast running.
The 991 Gen 2.
Yeah, Danny's been working hard in the background on this, so he's got it ready now. What are we thinking, bro?
ES1200 plus.
Plus.
Just a little bit.
Just a tiny bit.
That's it.
Stay tuned. But yeah, stay subscribed, keep watching, and you'll be able to see this one very soon.